I'm not great at lip reading.
No.
But I think
she's really happy.
Well guys, another Friday. Today we are in something American. And before you all said it's not a V8, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's a 3.6 V6 Camaro. Really, really nice car. It's on our ride suspension, which isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I just think it gets the stance of this so good. It's on the good air ride as well, which means it has self-leveling on it, which is quite good. It's got an 82mm throttle body. It's been remapped. It's got a full system on it. It's probably in around 360 horsepower, which is pretty good for these days. It's not a million miles away. I think the normal V8, like bog standard basic models, like 390, 400. So it's definitely up there. Heads-up display. We have heated and cooled seats with all normal radio, all that sort of thing. There's quite a few nice modifications in this. So it's got a ZL1 steering wheel, which is suede Alcantara, should I say, which is pretty cool. It's fully blacked out, so it's black on black on black. So black leather, black windows, black window trims, black wheels, loads of aero splitter, say catback exhaust on it. Really nice sounding thing, and actually really nice to drive. Comfortable, loads of room, good headspace.
I know you're not necessarily buying a car like this for the comfort, but these seats are unbelievable.
Yeah.
They're like a good armchair, aren't they?
Americans like that. The American stuff, like the Charger Hellcat before, they're just armchairs, but they still got the wee bit of, gotta hold you a wee bit, you know, where they need to. What I love about these when you sit in these is the bulge of the bonnet.
That and everything in here, like the whole dashboard is like a foot higher than in any other car, and you feel like you're in like a fighter jet or something. There's so little windscreen, you can still see perfectly well. I've driven this car before and was pretty impressed by it, to be fair.
The other thing is it's got is extended leather too, so it takes away that sort of plasticky feel about it, which I think is quite nice. All these here are grey. I don't know if that's like an option or what way it is, but they're all like a painted like sort of metallic grey, which again I think gives it a wee bit more prestige and a bit of leather around it. We have an air lift controller here for the suspension. It's all digital, so whenever you start it up, it lifts on startup, and you can change the heights and mess about with that. We've a throttle controller, because the throttles in these they're a wee bit, not linear wouldn't be the word, but just don't have a lot of feel in them, so that's been put in to help that, and it actually does, because it feels like anything, you know, sort of modern. Is it the fastest 360 horsepower, 370 horsepower? Probably not. But you know what? It sounds awesome and it revs really hard. So it's got a different throttle body, it's got a plenum spacer, it's mapped, it's got K&N induction kit, and it actually, there's a dynograph and stuff there for it. It pulls pretty well. I think the heads-up display is a cool feature, isn't it? Look at you see your speedo there and your rev counter. You still can't see it. Well, that's the idea. So yeah, for the driver, but yeah, it's really cool. That's a feature I really liked on them as well. And it's got a nice bit of sound as well.
It's very noisy, it's class.
Listen, man. And again, you know, you're not going to get embarrassed by something away from the traffic lights, that something small, but it's a great looking car, and even all the stripes on it as well are all matte black, so they've really it's really sinister looking, isn't it?
It's the meanest looking car I think I've ever seen in this country, and that is not a joke to try and big up this video, but it just, see when it's sitting decked on the air ride, it just looks like nothing else.
Well, Shannon, who does some of the videos, works for us part-time as well. He has the Hennessy edition, and what I found with his car, whenever one of these is behind you and you're in the car in front, when you see those lights coming behind you, you know, like you're like, I need to move out of the way, because they're so tough looking.
They really are. It is the definition of muscle car. That's
exactly right. And you know, the other thing that's nice about it as well is that people say, oh, it's left-hand drive. Do you know what? It's got to the point now where it doesn't even faze me. And I think you're much the same. I think it isn't going to be a daily driver. You're not going to buy it as a daily driver. You could drive it daily,
100%.
but it's not what you're going to buy it for. You're going to buy it for taking out at the weekends, taking the shows, going to run down the coast or whatever it is. And see, for that, the left-hand drive will not worry you at all.
And we've got 2 Isofix decent-sized seats back there, so you can take the family out at the weekend, and you can take the family to the shows or put the baby seats in. So definitely daily drivable, and the V6 is going to be that wee bit easier run than the V8 as well.
Of course, and the other thing is you've got a big boot in it as well. Now, some of the boot is taken up, which you'll see in the pictures. It's got the coolest install. I don't even know if you've seen it, have you?
Yeah.
So we'll not give too much away to see the pictures, but the install is really good. So modifications in this car probably totaling around 10 grand. That air system supplied and fitted is probably north of £6,000. Wheels, tires, aero, exhaust, tuning, all that. So there's quite a lot of mods on it. We had it on, I think, 23,995 for Christmas. We're dropping it to 19,995. That is like a massive saving. We're actually selling it less than cost. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Car, I don't think you'll buy anything American as clean, with as nice mileage. 58,500 miles in this car, so it's literally no miles for the age of it.
At that price, it's, for what you're getting, it's insane value. Realistically, you're in hot hatch market and really old stuff.
Yeah.
This is fresh, feels really modern in here. Well, modern enough in here, not like today's modern, but it's lovely.
Yeah.
But the thing is, yes, you can go and get a Golf R for probably 4 grand less, but you're going to go and turn heads and get everybody talking to you if you turn up to a car show in this over a hot hatch.
The American stuff, as I said, you know, I know when we're on that subject, the Buick's painted. Yeah, I love the American stuff because the guy that wants to spend 20 grand on a hot hatch and go as quick as he possibly can, he's going to do that regardless. See, in the American market, see for £20,000 to get something as clean as this and as well sort of thought out. Like, this car you don't need to do anything to it, but the world's your oyster when it comes to a Camaro. And I didn't put my phone in silent. So when it comes to a Camaro, the world is your oyster, as in for tuning parts, because there's so many places in America that you can do that with. But yeah, look, it's definitely, for the American market, I don't think you're buying anything better for £20,000, and I've owned a lot of, probably more American cars than most, and you're going to get some rough sort of older, well, you're not even buying a Cadillac, but you're going to get a rough older Thunderbird or something like that for that sort of money, you know. But this is, and the nice thing about this is, you know, it's all modern, so as in the running gear of it. So some of the old Americans, it can be a bit temperamental because I've had them, but this is just something you just like a normal modern car, just jump in, turn the key and go. So that is I think that's a massive point to remember. Whereas the old American stuff you're buying for 20 grand, you know, you'll come out, it's carburetor, if it sits for too long, the battery runs dead and all those type of things. So this is a modern American car that you can take to car shows. And when, as you say, you go to a fuel station and people from 9 to 90 are wanting to talk to you. Steering feels quite direct, it's rear wheel drive, has got a limited slip diff, which is always a bonus.
Why is that?
Well, it just means if you want to do a wee bit of sideways or anything like that, this has got the capability to do that. So traction control switch you have on and off. Now, if you've ever watched some of this American stuff, a lot of the guys and the Mustangs leave car shows and they're like, I think, what does it call them, crowd killers or whatever they call them, because they actually can't drive. But this thing is actually...
There's a very impressed lady.
I'm not great at lip reading.
No.
But I think she's
really happy.
She's really happy, and I think she was really impressed.
Her dog was too.
Yeah, so that's the main thing. See, this makes everybody smile.
It does. Even the grumpy ones.
Yeah.
To be fair, that seemed very controllable in this thing. So.
Yeah, it is actually quite good. I think I only had it, so one button turns it like sort of nearly off, and the other button you have to hold it in and turn it right off. So, yeah, but it's got a limited slip diff in it. The other thing about these is, you'll notice from the pictures as well, is that it has quite a big tire on it. So where a lot of the sort of German cars and things like that have quite a small profile, and by that it makes it feel sort of a bit harder on the road. These are what I got, sort of more like a balloon tire, I think would be the way to describe it. So the good thing about that is you have a wee bit more between that and the wheels. So I think naturally that does make it feel nicer, and when you match that to the air ride suspensions air lift in it, I think that's why you get that a nicer feel. We do have it, I wouldn't say it's super low setting at the minute, but it's certainly like a street setting, so still feels reasonably firm though, so you've got a bit of feel in it as well, and this is probably one of the worst roads in Newton Arts we're bringing in town, so...
and there are a few, but this is particularly
And the good thing is, whenever it's lowered, the splitter is quite close to the ground, but obviously with the air suspension, you can have that setting. You know, you can have all, I think you have 4 presets or 5 presets, so you can have it sitting, so say for talk's sake, you're driving through town, you want it to sit quite low, you have that setting, and then you maybe a setting if you're on a back road, or maybe a setting if you're washing it, you know, you want it right up to get up on the arches and things, so the air suspension is very good for that. And listen, there's haters with air suspension, some people don't like it. See, the people don't like it, they haven't drove with it, because it actually is, why wouldn't you want something that you can drive normally, drive every day, do everything you want to do, like a normal height, and then whenever you go to a show, you park it in your driveway, or you park it anywhere for that matter, you just hit a button and it goes down, and it has that real nice stance. Brakes feel good too, but it does have the SS brakes on it. So it's big Brembo 4-pot calipers on the front, like you would get on a Shannon's car or the Hennessy. His has the same brakes on it, so the brakes are probably overpowering for what they need to be, but we'll not see that as a bad complaint to have. Wee box of spares, there's like a silencer for the exhaust, there's Haynes manual, there's a few wee bits and pieces with it as well. There's 2 keys. This has remote start as well, which is a pretty cool factor. Absolutely. So you're sitting in the house, you can get it started up and get it warmed up before you can go out.
More like walking towards it in an underground car park.
Yep.
Let yourself hear it and everyone else around you.
Yeah.
Give them a bit of a shock.
It sounds surprisingly well, you know, and I keep saying because I know other people will say it, for a V6, it sounds well. Like, what do you buy rather than this? What do you buy? It looks the part. It's got nice miles on it, it's clean, sensibly modified. It's had a lot of money in modifications, but it's sensibly modified. You know, you go out and you look at it and you're like, that is gorgeous, because a Camaro is beautiful looking.
Sum up this V6 Camaro, 20 grand starting point.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get anything that looks this good for 20 grand or come close to it. No. I really, really don't. And we'll see how the video turns out, but in person, there's not anyone going to walk past this without looking at it.
Definitely not.
All blacked out.
And whether you're into cars or not, you don't even need to be into cars to know this is a cool looking car. And the other thing, what you got to remember, yes, it's 20 grand. I'm dropped it to 20 grand. There's over half of that spent in modifications. And I know you don't get all your money back when you modify cars, but come on, like, you know, there's suspension, wheels, exhaust, intake, tuning, all your aero bits and pieces, your bits of final wrapping. There's a different spoiler in the back of it too. Did you know Camaros come with like 3 different types of wing mirror on them, depending on what way you spec them? How boring's that? Do you know the good thing is, this is the nicest out of them all. It's because it's quite streamlined looking, so we've only caught that out because of all the ones we've owned before. And Shannon's are different than these again, so yeah, there's all different variations of it, but for
me, it's not the ultimate driver's car. Like people like to bang on about M4s. I've had an M4 and it was the most snappy thing you could ever set foot in. So I don't think that's the ultimate driver's car either. Yeah. Because it's too far the other way. It's just too unpredictable. But this is more cruiser that with a good bit of performance, in complete comfort. Nice sound. Sounds nicer than an M4. Sorry, M4 lovers, but it does.
Yeah. And the good thing about it is how it'll hold its value.
And it's not going to
plummet
the bed in
because M4s have. Yep, so that's the drive of our V6 Camaro. As I said earlier on, it's 19995, leadautos.ni.co.uk, and obviously subscribe, share and like our YouTube. By the time this video comes out, you'll have seen what we've seen, Christmas special. Christmas special. You're going to love it. Just for fun, and a cool car, and also the City Go. You've seen that video as well. So plenty to keep you interested over Christmas. And don't forget to like, share, and comment, and let us know what you want to do. What was the name of the fellow I was seeing last
Auto Anorak, good man.
Yeah, we like what you do, love it. Next time you're in, let us know who you are. We'll get you a run out in some of the cars and stuff as well. We'll maybe try and do a wee bit of a collab. We always do our video on a Friday, so if you're free that day, we'll maybe get you in, get you out a run in some of the cars and stuff as well. So big shout out to you, really, really like what you do. So yeah, thanks everybody once again for tuning in, and we will see you soon.